Good day, everyone. Meteorologist Mark Muller here. How's everybody getting along? Welcome to all the new subscribers and all my longtime watchers and listeners here. Take a look at this. Yeah, what are we going to be talking about this time? Well, it's still the tropics. A lot of you are probably wondering, where are the storminess? Well, we're going to be watching this September 21st, 22nd. We're going to be taking a look at the GFS and the Euro. Are they starting to finally agree on something here? Well, it looks like a potential here. What is this heading into Sunday, September 22nd to the 25th here? Well, we're going to take a look at all the details of this and see what the trouble areas with Invest 96L in this edition of Weather Eastern and Hurricane Eastern. All right, so what do we got here? We're starting off with day 5, 40%. Day 2, 30%. This is Invest 96L right here. This is going to be the big show. There is another system behind it that I'm also concerned about right back here. And we're going to watch the Intertropical Convergence Zone. There is an area up here that we'll have to watch as well in the main development region of the Atlantic. But this right here, my friends, is the big show. So it is the cone of uncertainty here for the development. Includes San Juan, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, the Northern and Lesser Antilles. So let's see what this beholds for us. We're starting off with the GFS, and then I'll transition to the Euro momentarily here. But look at this as we head towards Thursday, September 15th, this Thursday. Look at this. So there's Invest 96L and the system behind it looking pretty impressive. Gulf is looking pretty benign at this point. We do have a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity, but watch this. Watch as we go in time here. This is what happens with Invest 96L. GFS has kind of been bouncing it around a little bit. So here we go. The island of Hispaniola has been like the ground zero for the GFS here. So this can continue towards the west-northwest. This is Sunday, September 18th. You know, we have another weakness behind it that could be some sort of tropical wave. So let's continue in time here, see what happens with this system. So the GFS kind of loses it a little bit over Hispaniola. This happens really easily because of all the mountains that shear the system apart. But look at what starts to happen here. There's like a split. Now, the Euro does a little bit different with those two systems. Here is that next system moving off the Cape Verde Islands. This is a potential system at this point that kind of skips energy north of Hispaniola here. And then here's what's could be left of Invest 96L. So what happens here? Well, the GFS, the details become a little bit muddled at this point. But there's still definitely some sort of low-pressure center right around Cuba here. And whatever's left of that other system that spins off of it kind of zooms off towards the northeast here. So we're looking at two potential systems here. At this point, at this run, the GFS has kind of lost it a bit. Now, I do want to go back. Oh, look at that. That looks really interesting towards Sunday, September 25th. Let me go back to the 12Z run. I am into comparing model runs lately because, you know, things get so different from model run to model run. So this is Sunday, September 18th. It's right around in the same position. The GFS wants to take that system behind it further to the north. I don't know why. There's like, and I'll show you on the Euro, there's double barrel highs up here. Unless it's finding a weakness between these highs, the GFS keeps this system a lot stronger behind it. So yeah, we're going to keep an eye on it here. There is a lot to sort out with this pattern that we're going into, but look at this. The 12Z GFS today had the system much further to the south, and you can see there is some sort of circulation right in this area. This is towards Wednesday, September 21st. So yeah, take a look at this. And it really spins it up towards Cuba. And then look at this. There's like two pieces of energy here on the 12Z. Definitely got to keep an eye on this because from each model run to model run, there's a lot of details. But one thing's for sure, you see how this really has a hard time moving to the north? It's just not happening. There's massive high-pressure systems up here. Let's take a look at the Euro. All right, so let's see what the Euro's got going on here. This is that advertised double-barrel high-pressure system that I was telling you about. This is going to keep these tropical systems heading towards the west and eventually the west-northwest. Look how the high pressure here across the eastern part of the U.S. is really working together with these high-pressure systems to keep these systems moving on a trajectory like this. Invest 96L. There it is. Let me get rid of all that scribble. Look at it. There it is. And let's see what happens. There's also another low that the Euro's hinting behind it. The intertropical convergence zone is really going to start to ramp up here. And take a look at this as we head towards Thursday here. Here it is. So we're approaching the northern and lesser Antilles, the U.S. Virgin Islands over towards Puerto Rico. High pressure building to the west here. That is the theme, and off the U.S. East Coast as well. So we're going to keep tropical moisture heading across Florida here for the most part. And here is another wave out here into the main development region of the Atlantic. And look at that as we head into the weekend. We have two low pressure systems here according to the Euro. The Euro's bringing the system a little bit farther to the south than the GFS was. But it is showing a system. There is another system down here that's pretty far south. The Euro's keeping the systems further to the south, which means you in the Gulf of Mexico, if this holds true, these patterns of this high-pressure system really building to the north. Look at this. This is a stellar pattern if you want tropical systems here. So as we continue to head towards the west here, this is Sunday, late Saturday, early Sunday. Here it is across Hispaniola, Puerto Rico. So that's where Invest 96L is, and here is that next system behind it. And keep an eye on this system because this one could blow up as well. So as we continue to go in time here, here it is. We're heading towards September, this critical time, September 19th here. Monday, September 19th. So we got this Invest 96L system. Maybe it'll be a developed system by then. We'll see. And the next system here and the next system. So we're just lining them up. Look at these high pressure systems working together here. It's going to keep these systems well further to the south than what we've been used to all season here. And look at this. As we go in time, there's a massive wave ready to come off the coast here. Here's that next system behind it. Here is Invest 96L. It's kind of getting hung up across Hispaniola. You have to watch it this time of year. You know, if you have any systems that move it towards that island, they could get entrained into the mountains and get sheared apart. But as we go in time here, you can see there is two distinct lows, you know, emerging here west of Jamaica. That's the low associated with Invest 96L. And there's that next system. And look at this. This is a pretty strong one coming off the Cape Verde Islands here. This is by Thursday, September 22nd. This is getting into that critical time slot. Now, look what starts to happen here. The Euro is not sure quite what to do with these systems. Here's what's going on with Invest 96L. And here is that system that was behind it. So do these systems start to interact with each other? Do they start to combine forces? Do they work against each other? That is the big question mark. But there's definitely going to be lots of tropical moisture being funneled into the Gulf. And we'll see if we can get some sort of hurricane out of this heading into the last week of September. And look at this. I just wanted to show you this last frame. Look at this. We're showing a full-blown tropical system out here by the Cape Verde Islands, the Euro. And look at that high to the north. So that should keep it at least heading towards the west-northwest here. All right, so what's going on across the Eastern Pacific? We have an 80% chance here through day 5. Let's take a look and see if we have anything really interesting going on. Let's take a look. This is always really exciting, but let's take a look here for the Eastern Pacific. This is towards Thursday, the 17th, Saturday, the 17th for that matter. Take a look what starts to take shape here. Yeah, you've got two areas. One area that's not going to affect land. That's great news. And then another area right around Acapulco here. Take a look at this tremendous amount of rain. So yeah, we start to have a system trying to develop right along the coastal sections here. And look at this. We have another system trying to form out here just south of Cabo San Lucas and La Paz. So, yeah, we're going to keep things active over here. Do I think there's any chance of major hurricanes? Well, that remains to be seen. I don't think so. The waters are really stirred up out here. So I don't see any major large-scale tropical systems. There it is through Friday, September 23rd. So we'll continue to watch it here. Definitely looking like the potential for some sort of development. All right, so taking a look at the Western Pacific here. Take a look what we got going on. We're going to start with the first one. This is Typhoon Muifa here. Take a look at this system. Now, granted, it's about a Category 2 at this point. And take a look at what's going to happen here. The path has it going right into Shanghai as a hurricane. So this is a big deal here. This is going to be something we're going to keep a close eye on. This is going to affect Shanghai and all these coastal towns and cities very negatively here. So it's a very tightly wound typhoon. We also are dealing with our next tropical storm, Nanmadol, here. So that is going to be affecting potentially South Japan and Southern Korea as a typhoon by September 18th. So that's just about 5 days away here. So, and we're also looking at Typhoon Muifa here. Take a look at that. 75-mile-per-hour winds. It will be heading off towards the northeast. Thankfully, this one will not be affecting anybody, so that's good news. It's a fish storm. So let's take our Muifa here. This is the one that we are going to take a look at most closely, and as we continue to head in time here, this is Wednesday at 2 a.m., Wednesday, September 14th. Look at you. Start to get some of the intense banding action moving into South Shanghai here. And as we continue to head in time, you start to see the western eye wall. It's really starting to have its impacts here in southern and eastern Shanghai province here. 5 a.m. on Wednesday, September 14th. So as we continue in time here, let's take a look. So yeah, you can see the GFS has a more westerly bias, and it has been dragging the cone a little bit further to the west here, because the storm was originally supposed to stay out over the open waters. But look what's going on here. It's showing the eastern eye wall really, really negatively impacting Shanghai here. So this could be an extreme deal here for Shanghai. Definitely, it will be a minimal typhoon by this point. But, you know, as we continue in time, this is going to become a major rainmaker. Look at this. As we head throughout the rest of the day on Wednesday, it does start to accelerate a little bit as it gets carried up into the westerlies. And it will begin to make its way up here into northeast China. And so, that brings us to the next typhoon here. Take a look at this. This is Nanmadol here. Take a look. Watch what happens here as we go in time. So, this system really starts to form. This is by Saturday, September 17th. So, this coming Saturday, look how it really starts to intensify rapidly. And if you look out here, here's the Philippines. You've got the northern Philippines, Taiwan. Look at the intertropical convergence zone just lighting up. So we're just going to start lining up these typhoons one right after another. We have some tropical moisture up here just west of Tokyo as well. But look, by this point, this is going to be close to a major typhoon. I think it will become a major typhoon, probably outperform the model a little bit. Watch how it goes to the north here towards Sunday, September 18th. And the GFS is bringing this a little bit further to the west. So essentially, South Korea, this could be a major deal for you here. This is looking like we could have a serious problem, you know, going in time here. Take a look at this. So this is Sunday, September 18th here. So let's continue in time. Let's see what happens with this system. Look at this. So yeah, the only saving graces for South Korea is this frontal boundary to the north. You can see it really starts to stall the system out. South Japan, you're going to be on the east side of this system. So this is a little bit of a concern here. And it starts to inch towards the east and possibly re-strengthen. So Japan, yeah, you're not completely out of the woods, South Korea. If this front moves a little bit slower, it would affect the south coast. And it's still looking like a lot of tropical moisture is going to end up here as well. But look at this. As we head in time, Japan, this is going to be a major deal for you. This is Tuesday, September 20th. It starts to get embedded in all of these westerlies, but this is going to become a major rainmaker, and then it kind of pushes off towards the north here. All right, so let's take a look at the upper level pattern here, see how that's going to align with the tropics. So that trough is lifting out of the northeast for the rest of the week. Take a look at that. High pressure really taking control off the U.S. East Coast. Another big ridge here in the northern plains. Let's see how this meshes with everything, because look at, we got massive blocking up here in Greenland. It means if we get anything along the East Coast or down in through the central Atlantic, it's going to be blocked pretty heavily. Look at this. This is crazy. Look at this high pressure system. This is going to keep any tropical systems on a trajectory most likely towards the Gulf. Maybe some of them could make a run for the East Coast here. We'll have to see in time, but, you know, this is going to be interesting. This is Saturday, September 17th. And look at, we go into next week, Monday, September 19th. Look at this massive ridge building to the northeast here. High pressure continuing to stay in control across much of the Atlantic as well, so that should keep those storms, moving in this general direction. So things are about to get a lot more interesting. And look at this. This is more reminiscent of a summertime pattern. We do have a little trough out here, but it's just small, minute at the moment, so I don't expect this to pick up any storms. Look at this high pressure system. This is a mega high camping out here. This is Thursday, September 22nd, and look at that. You can pretty much see most of the country, North America for that matter, is in a really interesting, and there's that weakness. We're going to be watching this. That is the potential tropical system here. And look at the steering currents. They're more towards the west-northwest here. Blocking high to the north. So at this time, I doubt it's going to make a run for the East Coast. It is far out, so definitely stay tuned. But Gulf, if you're in the Gulf and Florida, keep an eye on this. All right, so let's take a look at the mesoscale features here. It's going to be around the edges here, and I'll show you those rainfall amounts momentarily. But look at as we head into early Wednesday morning. You see, this is lifting up across most of New England. There's Florida getting it as well. This is going to develop, especially in the afternoon hours here. But take a look at the Northeast here as we head in time. This really starts to pull away up here in the Northeast, but then we get a redevelopment here of some showers and thunderstorms across the North Country. So take a look at that, and up here in northern Maine as well. And as we continue to go in time, that kind of fizzles out for overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning, early Thursday morning. Look at this. So we're left with much drier conditions with the exception here of Florida, Southeast Texas, and the Northern Plains. This is going to be the big trend here. So look at this. As we head towards your Thursday, it is going to be a dry day there across the Northeast. You can see severe weather out here in the plains. And parts of Florida here, some gully washers. Look at that, Jacksonville. There's a big chance of thunderstorms there. But look at this. We're really ramping it up nice. Friday, 2 a.m., we're setting us up for a nice weekend here across the Northeast, although you may have some stray showers trying to work their way into the North Country here at times. But for the most part, it's not going to be too bad. All right, so what's going on with rainfall amounts here? Well, it is going to be a really quiet time of it through the rest of the week, unless you live around the edges here. Most of this is going to be up in northern New England for later into Tuesday night, Wednesday here. So look at down into Florida. That's where tropical moisture is going to be crossing over here. So lots of tropical moisture on the order of at least 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches here locally higher. And up here in the northern plains. But look at this big hole here. This is going to be clearing out across the Northeast. We're going to set us up for a massive drying trend here, to say the least. All right, so looking across the Northeast, this is mostly later Tuesday into Wednesday here through the weekend, Saturday. Most of this is going to fall, on late Tuesday into Wednesday time frame. So across southern New England, we'll see another 1/4 to 1/2 an inch. Up here in northern New York and southeastern Quebec and Vermont, New Hampshire, probably a chance of getting 3/4 to 1 inch likely here. And let's see, we head down into the southeast. Let me briefly show you Florida here. There it is, heading on into Friday and the weekend. Take a look at this. So yeah, we're going to have right across the Central Peninsula in particular. That's where we're going to focus the showers and thunderstorms coming in from the Northeast with some tropical moisture here. All right, so if we take a look at the temperature trends here, this is Wednesday, September 14th. Take a look at this. So around the edges up here in the Northeast and the Great Lakes, you're going to see those 60s, but mostly 70s here across parts of the Northeast. There will be another warming trend here in the plains, upwards of 90 degrees or better here into your Thursday. Take a look at this, September 15th. We get another reinforcing shot of cooler air. North of this red line, you could see temperatures only in the 60s for highs. So it's going to be feeling like fall up here in the Northeast, and mostly into southern New York and into Pennsylvania here, you'll be in the low 70s. So a really nice day to be had here. And as we head towards your Friday, take a look at this. Heat starts to build to the east here. Take a look at this. But it's a battleground. Look what's going on up here. 60s across New England. And there is some cooling going on out here into the Rockies and the Pacific Northwest as well. So around the edges here, we're seeing some troughiness. But look how it starts to warm back up in the 80s here. This is Saturday, September 17th. The heat is starting to push to the northeast with that ridge I showed you on the upper level pattern. Look at this, mid-80s for parts of New York and Pennsylvania. Look at this. This is crazy. We're getting into the mid to upper 90s again in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, and into Monday here. This is definitely a trough out west and a ridge in the east. Look at that. You're 87 there in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, 80, mid to upper 80s New York City, and look at those 90s out there in the plains. Extended outlook from my hometown viewers, Binghamton to Scranton's upper Susquehanna River Valley. From Binghamton to Scranton, take a look at this. Wednesday through Sunday, we have increasing clouds Wednesday. There will be a frontal boundary to your north, but I'm not expecting any chance of showers or thunderstorms. Heading up towards 78, enjoy it because look at that. Fall sets in for your Thursday, double sixes here. 45 for a low, but the big kicker is Friday morning. 37, ouch. Yeah, that's some good sleeping weather, but that's going to be a little cold. That's going to remind you a little bit that winter is right around the corner. You will make it up towards 75. The humidity values are going to be stellar. Even heading into the weekend, even we'll get towards the mid-80s by Sunday, feeling a lot more like summer. As always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern and Hurricane Eastern. Don't forget to visit my Facebook page at MeteoMark, also Weather Northeastern, Hurricane Northeastern, and also Susquehanna Weather. Also on Twitter at Weather Eastern. It's MeteoMark.com, WeatherNortheastern.com. Don't forget to leave a question or comment down below. Let's keep the conversation for weather rolling. And smash the like button. And don't forget to share, subscribe.